What's up, y'all? It's me, Jason, again. Like I was saying, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna read 1 Corinthians 13 because God knows I need to start reading more. It says, I go by the only real translation. A lot of people dog on the King James, but they don't really know the power of that translation. I don't go by these newer perversions because they take stuff out, and then Revelation, Revelation 22:18, it says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book." And in verse 19 it says, "And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book." You see, it says this book. Now I know that the Revelation is a book, the book of Revelation, but a lot of people think it's just talking about Revelation. I'm gonna get back to 1 Corinthians 13, but I just gotta say this right quick. They think it's just Revelation God's talking about. The whole book is a prophecy. The Holy Bible predicts a lot of stuff. There's a lot more prophecies than this book in Revelation. So it's not talking about just Revelation, don't take out and add. It's talking about the whole Holy Bible. You know? That God's holy word, don't take from it, don't add to it. Something that's very satanic. Satan will have you do that, but you just tell him no. Even people even do it for money. And they're really, it's like they're making their bed in hell and not caring. God don't play. When he says don't do something, that's exactly what it means. So, if we love God, we'll do what he says. 1 Corinthians 13. "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge." Now notice it's not saying some mystery, it's saying all mystery, not some knowledge, all knowledge. "And though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains," literally, "and have not love, charity, I am nothing." This is stressing the importance of love, because it's something God gave. I think in John 4:24, wait no, one of those verses, it says, "God is love. He who abides in love abides in God, and God in him." I don't remember exactly where that's at. I'll have to find that after this. "And though I have the gift," oh wait, I've already read that, whoops. "And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity." Meaning, if you see someone get hurt, you're not like, "Yeah, that's cool, that's awesome." If you have love from God, you don't do that. And it's not easy. Because when I see people that make me angry and they get hurt, I tend to want to get happy. "But rejoiceth in truth, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth." Verse 7, "Beareth all things, believeth all things." Wait, hold on. Here we go. "Believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away." Let me come over here. It's in the light, so it might be better. Might be able to see it better. Okay. whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity. But these three, but the greatest of these is charity. The reason why he says the greatest of these charity is because look what Jesus did on the cross. Jesus loved us so much, God loved us so much that he gave his only begotten Son. Charity is like giving. Give to charity, they give food to people that can't afford to buy enough food. You see all these charities that help people. That's the love of God. God loved us so much he gave. It's like charity. He gave to us his Son. A lot of people take that for granted, but they don't understand if Jesus had never gotten on that cross and died for us, I don't think we'd be going to heaven whatsoever. I think no matter what, we'd be lost forever. That takes a lot of love. Let me see, John 4:24. I think it's in 1 John though. I'm trying to look up that one verse. Oh shoot. John. Okay, come on now. Okay, 1 John. 1 John 4. He that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. This was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son to the world that we might live through him. Verse 16, and we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. So that's 1 John 4:16. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, that's the verse right there. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God in him. Dwelleth in love, dwelleth in God. It also says in John 4:24. Here we go, hold on. John 4:24. God is spirit. God is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Notice there's two things. They're using spirit and truth. Alright, spirit. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Not in the flesh or in lies. That's the exact opposite. The opposite of truth is lies. And there's two of them, so there's spirit and truth. So opposite of spirit is flesh. You don't want to live in the flesh. Easier said than done, I know. But if you trust God, he'll give you the strength you need. He'll give you the strength you need. He'll teach you how to know when you're falling in the flesh. It'll be like an alarm. And his spirit will tug on you and say, hey, let's go this way. God is a spirit. And they that worship him must. Notice the word must. I can never get this thing to focus right. Must worship him in spirit and in truth. And it's in red, so you know you gotta do what he says. Everything in the word is what we should do. But when he put it in red, that's when he spoke it. And I wonder if that's his way of saying, don't forget my blood that was shed for you. Do this because I died for you. And we at least owe it to him, you know. Because if he had not gotten on that cross, we would be screwed no matter what. True worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit. Oh, there we go. But the hour cometh now is when the true worshippers, not the false worshippers, the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. So, hope you all were blessed by that. I'm gonna keep trying to do some more. I'm gonna spend some more time in the Word and then figure out some deep, more intense stuff. Although every part of God's Word is deep, but I like to go deep. And when I can do it, I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by deep. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. I just got something with that. You know, when he puts the water in us, the water of life, it's forever. It's like water you can drink forever. And you stay alive. And notice he said, I shall give him, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water. We're made up of 75% of water, I believe. That's crazy. Springing up into everlasting life. So when we get there, we'll have all the everlasting life and water we can ever ask for. It'd be like eternally purified water if you think about it. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. When you get knowledge from God, you're never unhappy. He gives you, well, more than enough. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him. See, I think it's a reflection, like we're a reflection kind of what we're going to be when we get to heaven, because we got water in us. The water that I shall give him shall be in him, a well of water springing up into everlasting life. I'm going to have to, actually do some more study on that, because I think there's some more, way much more than to that verse than that. That's why I love God's Word. No matter what, you can always read that same verse and over and over, and you get more out of it. So, I'm going to stop right here. Try to go to sleep. So, good night, y'all. Love ya. God bless ya. Bye.